My name's Dr. Kieran Johnson. I am a scientist. I've been studying regenerative medicine for 21 years, have 4 degrees, a PhD in biochemistry, Masters in molecular genetics, and a BSc double major plant and microbial sciences and biochemistry. And I'm wanting to get others involved, and I'm putting together a Pledgeme campaign so that we can together try to get New Zealand out of lockdown.
Developing a product that has the ability to stop COVID transmission. I think that's the only way that we're going to get out of the pandemic. If we break the chains of transmission, no transmission, no pandemic.
The healing powers of honey have now been confirmed in a scientific study which found it's better than over-the-counter medicines for treating coughs and colds. The Oxford University research is good news for New Zealand's growing honey industry, which has had a boost in sales during the pandemic. Kushla Norman reports.
Honey's long been a kitchen cupboard go-to for when a cold strikes. Now science backs up its efficacy. An Oxford University study finding honey's better than conventional cold medicines, especially for coughs. Doctors here are taking notice.
Both as patients, we should be taking it when we get a cough, and as doctors, we should be thinking about it.
Colds are caused by viruses, so can't be fixed with antibiotics. But they're still often prescribed, and our bodies develop a resistance. The study, published in the British Medical Journal, says honey's more effective, less harmful, and helps combat antimicrobial resistance.
Having a cough is such an irritating symptom, but knowing that there's now good data behind an alternative that isn't an antibiotic and doesn't cause harm and is more effective is a really good thing.
The research analysed 14 previous studies that compared honey with other treatments. The study did not assess the efficacy of honey as a COVID-19 treatment, and it didn't single out one particular type.
We can't recommend one particular kind of honey, and we can't recommend one particular dose or how to take it especially, but we can be pretty confident that honey in general will have this effect.
New Zealand's a big honey producer with nearly 1 million hives across the country. The industry now expects sales to increase.
I think it just highlights the value of the natural efficacy of honey. It's what people are looking for. And so, yes, I think we're going to see continued growth.
Since COVID-19, demand for New Zealand honey's been soaring. Exports are up about 20% on last year as people on this pandemic planet grow increasingly health conscious. Kushla Norman, One News.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Kieran Johnson here, quantum biologist. I've got a product that comes out of Manuka honey. It's called O-Behave Empowering Healing. It produces something that's known in science as a hydroxy radical. Biology uses to break itself or cells back down into CO2 and water. It's part of our natural death regeneration system called apoptosis.
Can we use apoptosis and the power of hydroxy radicals to inhibit MPRO and stop COVID transmission?
I'm developing a product from Manuka honey that has the potential to stop COVID transmission by being able to oxidize emprothiols. That's the hypothesis anyway. I want to try and determine if that is correct or not by testing the enzyme and seeing if it's inhibited by the product that I'm developing. When I was studying honey, I started using some skills and techniques that I had developed over a number of years as a VJ at dance parties. I started videoing colloidal nanoparticles that I'm isolating out of Manuka honey, filming what was happening under a microscope. Technology that I've developed is a method of purification and understanding what's going on. So Manuka honey has royal jelly proteins that interact with light, producing diffractive patterns. The amount of energy, 1200 electron volts. The half-life of a hydroxy radical is around 1/1000th of a second. It's the physics that's happening within the Manuka honey that's responsible for its potent antimicrobial activity and its ability to
really kill a whole wide range of things. If we isolate the particles, which is what I'm doing, and that's my real, I guess, key skill as a protein biochemist, figuring out how to do industrial purification of proteins, develop a topical energy spray.
Capturing light and stimulating photophentin chemistry so that energy can be released to break down materials within the cell back into CO2 and water.
To go and say, well, actually, I'm going to be using high energy electrons to cause destruction, really, of bacteria. Photophentin chemistry is reliant on the ability of light to interact with an aromatic ring of the various phenolic compounds, where single atoms of iron can interact with the electron donating groups. The materials that were being generated as part of this light energy system that is inherent within Manuka honey, the interactions that are occurring allow the photoreduction of Fe3 to Fe2. And under those conditions, the iron is then able to react with hydrogen peroxide to produce what's known as a hydroxy radical.
Supporting this Pledgeme campaign, we can determine whether we can stop COVID transmission with hydroxy radicals. Thank you.